They allow themselves to denigrate and desecrate the venerations of others. And in doing so, they contemplate and pronounce themselves as the victor. In proclamation of being victorious, they take great pride in those accomplishments. In that state of contemplation, there can be no perceiving relative facts as any other way. Their perspective's pride and satisfaction exalts them. Such exaltation, while immobilizing their perspicacity, leaves some other frozen in time. Frosts that will continue to spread and dread a new course that is dark and rife with burden. Michael sees a need to seek another path. He does not want to stake a position of opposition that would uphold such insight. Nothing can shake him away from his need for peace. He needs a life that accords with the coalescence, not inflamed estrangement. A path that is free of frost. Michael moves on to the next moment with the acknowledgement of these facts. In every moment for the rest of his life, he will carry these memories. He comes across Annabelle. Her mind is in a whirl, and Michael can see it from a distance. She is leaving the clinic after having just dropped off her husband at the therapy room. Nevertheless, Michael approaches her in the attempt to cultivate and nurture their bond. "How are things?" Michael asks. Annabelle sighs and frowns harder than Michael had ever seen her frown. Her eyebrows squeeze so tightly against one another that the crease in her skin nearly burrows to her hairline. Eventually, she does speak. After seemingly gathering herself from pondering whether or not she should say what is really on her mind. "I just can't see it. I don't. What is the point of me being here? Taking care of him. 365 days a year. Who's going to take care of me? Our kids are all living their own lives. I never see them. They don't care about this rut that we're in. Everybody needs to be taken care of. I have honestly passed my limit a long time ago. I don't even know how I've gone on for so long. I just need a break," Annabelle says. Michael knows a part of her wishes for all this to end. For her husband to die. And another part of her truly does not. She is torn. On a daily basis, she is enduring deep pains. Like many other kinds of pains, it inflicts damage. Most people who endure as such cannot let that pass. Annabelle is at a point of hopelessness and frustration. She seeks to find a way out. Time is of the essence in any solution within this mindset. All who endure such pains wish for it to end as soon as possible. The eventualities of the acts made under this rationalization is failure. Failing acts that are born out of the need to assuage the here and now. Michael remains resolute through Annabelle's vocalizations. In these moments, Annabelle's mind is fragile. Michael knows it must be given the time needed to recover. She had already vocalized her anguish. The healing process had already begun. Michael is happy for her. He reaches over and clasps her cold clenched fists to signify his appreciation of her growth. Her fists of rage discharge into its primal form and hold on to Michael's in acceptance. "I know I shouldn't feel what I'm feeling," Annabelle says. She is disappointed in herself. "But it's tough, you know," Annabelle says. Michael nods. He is glad. Annabelle continues to grow. Michael does not debase her for any of what he had just seen or heard. All that matters to Michael is Annabelle's intentions. And her intentions were to be with her husband until the very end. She will endure what is to come. The significance of bonds and fellowships instilled within a human life begins to take on a new meaning for Michael. Life is a natural course. And like all natural courses, there are similarities that can be drawn with others of their kind, other lives. The more Michael experiences, the more similarities he can recognize. Each life's natural course is significant and distinctly its own. Michael goes on with his day. He had awakened portions of his psyche that had laid dormant all the long years of his life. Primarily, he feels the awareness of the mind and body of not just himself, but also that of others. He feels the need to be considerate of that awareness. His consideration stems from a general sentiment he feels for humanity that was until now restrained by his greed and the contemplation of his past affiliates. He is feeling the confluence of the pieces of life within him. He accepts that one cannot truly understand oneself through external means of accreditation and acceptance. The external is of different and distinct properties within itself, therefore making it impossible for the external to truly empathize and understand one's true necessities in life. Michael sees the importance of being at peace in this world and not impinging upon the lives of others. Each person is responsible for each moment of their own ongoing existence. Each moment is significant and distinctly its own. He constantly feels a necessity to take strides forward in life. Somehow, through all that has been thrown his way, he faithfully hearkens to that necessity, finding it within himself to prevent himself from decaying in the stagnancy of hate and vengeance. At many points, the yearnings to halt any and all forward progress in life, in order to alleviate immediate frustrations, were sorely tempting and seemed pleasurable in his mind. However, in time, as the need to move on began to exert itself, the tragic horrors of his past began to fade into a mundane, wasteful occurrence. prideful traits of his unwillingness to give up ground to any opposition erode away from his existence. He calmly molds himself to the median of reality. He walks along this median in peace. Michael begins to live with the model of time, living as a part of it. Therapy ends abruptly due to budgetary cuts within the halls of legislation. In the immediate aftermath, Michael sees the ending of these sessions as a shame. Then, Michael looks to his experiences of pains, followed by the natural alleviations which initiated within himself. He sees this. He has felt its healing ways. He is grateful for being healed. Despite the shame, his mind and body are at rest.